Hi, this is Billie Beene here with another exciting chapter of Billie Beane's Sci-Fi, the Nunatayet series, Book 1, The Five Palms of Y, Chapter 27, Freedom for Victory. So first I'll do a summary of what happened in Chapter 26. Oh, and if you want the previous chapters, that's on my other channel. This is a new channel, and I have a subscribe button in the lower right corner of my screen. So thanks for like, subscribe, and share. But if you want the previous chapters of Nunatayet, I'll list it in the description. You would go to my old channel, click on the icon, then playlist, then Nunatayet. Okay, so new characters in this chapter are the Black Hawk Special Force Warriors. They're from the Black Hawk tribe, and they carry balancer genes and have high altitude endurance. And we find in this chapter Commander Rock Schonfield and Colonel Jack Blackhawk. Colonel Jack comes from the tribal Blackhawk line and will eventually one day most likely be an elder of the tribe. So, and we have, all right, so in the chapter 26, we met Abby Jack. He is on his returning, which is what individuals, he's in his 90s, and his wife has passed. He has no young children at home. So a returning is an individual whose soul is separating from their physical body. They're preparing to return to heaven, to their creator God. Why? So on the returning, which is usually about a 2-year period, they go and visit their childhood places and old friends, like a process of saying goodbye. And then we also have Hambly the Hermit. He's a biologist who was one of the males who were kidnapped by the Soul Eaters and taken to their black planet's moon, where they're in the process of being rescued. And he had met one of his rescuers, Jajilla Lantani, who is a lioness tracker. And they both had lost their partners in previous years and were deeply attracted to one another. Also, we find Anna Peach and Captain J. Mac. They're part of the Stone Riders, and are two people who are also deeply in love. We have the Aqua Floor, the sister planet of Nunatayet, has a special water rescue team that had been contacted by General Nakobi and Shadow Leader Anichi on a secret basis. And we have also Abby Jake John, who's on his returning, is from the Running Bear tribe. He's a short, stocky guy in his 90s. He has long silver hair, silver beard, and wears suspenders. Now, he was born on the Stillness Island and is an AI engineer. And he vibrates with the frequency of this Stillness Island since he was born there. His parents were pioneers in studying alien mechanical particles. And it is the alien mechanical particles that has infiltrated Nunatayet planet's AI system, as well as the AI system on the mothership Victory, which brought Captain General Nakobi and his team to the Black Planet to rescue the males. But the mothership Victory has been taken over by this AI system, And the shadow leader Anichi and the crew on the mothership Victory had been locked in their cabins by the AI system. So they're going to be rescued in soon. Okay, we have an off-world AI system that has infiltrated Nunatayet and the mothership. And the AI calls itself Dad Superman. We had encountered this AI Superman Dad in a previous chapter. And the AI system infiltrated in Nunatayet's AI system on the planet had actually written a town and a family for itself called Dreamville. And it was based on the old Earth concept of 50s and 60s. And on the Stillness Island in the forest, the Superman Dad AI was operating in the best interest of the people on Nunatayet and interacted with strangelets that were able to change the stillness trees from vampire lifeless trees to living trees. And then the living trees could be contacted by Mark Tomes, a shepherd. And one of the shepherd's abilities is they can calm with different species. So, and they then released a lot of the males they had entangled in their branches. Okay, the Nunatayet's military then had gone and the stillness and isolated the alien mechanical particles and put them off-world from Nunatayet in a vacuum ship. Abby Jake John, the individual from the Running Bear tribe who's on his returning, then when he returned to the stillness, the place of his birth, because of his background, the Black Hawk Special Forces met him there. He was put into a suit and then went with the Black Hawk Special Forces to the mothership Victory that's off world from Nunatayet and is in the vicinity of the Black Planet where the rescue was taking place. And it turned out that the AI Dad that had been working for the good of the people on Nunatayet had been taken over by an off-world AI system that was also controlling the Black Planet, the Soul Eaters. So now we find out that the Soul Eaters had come to Nunatayet 75,000 years ago, and they had left hundreds of thousands of super soldiers in stasis in the stillness forest underneath the ground. And it was believed that 75,000 years ago is when the Black Planet brought their AI to Nunatayet. But it had been held in dormancy because the AI that had infected the Black Planet had somehow manipulated genetically the species, the Soul Eaters, and as a result, no males were being born on the planet. And because there was a lack of intimacy between male and female Soul Eaters, they had lost the frequency that could interact with the AI system they had left on Nunatayet. So now we pick this up with chapter 27. Black Hawk Commander Rock Schoenfield ordered the shuttle to the vicinity of the Victory. Prep for portal. And that meant that the crew and the individuals on the shuttle needed to sit down, buckle up, and dropped down their oxygen mask too. The jump took 5 minutes, and they popped out in the space about 805 kilometers or 500 miles from the Victory, and were shielded by pulsed electromagnetic burst in a pattern that had not purposely been shared with Nunatayet's AI system on the planet. The military had their secrets. And the Black Hawk Special Forces pulsed inside the Victory ship, and they were shielded from the ship's sensors by their unique frequency shield that had not been shared with any AI system on Nunatayet or off-world. So none of the ship's sensors could detect the Black Hawk warriors. They had detected the biosigns of Shadow Leader Anichi and the crew who were locked in their cabins. The Black Hawk Special Forces off-world, they had off-world tech to unlock the doors without projecting a sensory field to alert the ship's sensors and AI. They freed Shadow Leader Anichi and the crew and pulsed back to the shuttle. A second shuttle had arrived from Nunatayet on autopilot. Shadow Leader Anichi sent the Victory's crew to the second shuttle, which would be stationed away from the area of the Victory in the event that there was some type of explosion. And they would be kept safely away in the second shuttle until the Victory had been secured in total freedom and the crew could safely return. Shadow Leader Anichi would facilitate comms between Black Hawk Special Forces, General Nakobe, who was on the Black Planet's moon, and Nunatayet's military when it was possible, without alerting the AI system on Nunatayet that was also being accessed by the controlling AI that had taken over the mothership Victory. Okay, on the Black Planet's moon, rescue of Nunatayet's males from the Soul Eater female warriors and Nunatayet's forces had been able to integrate the souls of other male species with their bodies. The other species planets had ships en route to rescue their males. General Nakobe now waited to hear from Shadow Leader Anichi, who calmed that the ship Victory was in a state of mutiny by its own AI system. That had been his last message. So Handley the Hermit, a biologist, sat beside Jagilla Lioness Tracker. They were inside a cave on the Black Planet Soul Eater's moon, and they prepped a canned military meal of butter noodles with a creamed protein filler. They shared their meal with Anna Peach and Captain J-Mac of the Stone Riders. They were two couples shining with love and attraction for one another. They waited to hear an update from General Nakobe, as they now understood they were for the moment isolated on this Black Planet moon from the Victory, but they had access to their sister planet Aquifer and their rescue team, and other ships were now inbound from other planets. To be continued. I love you, and I'll see you soon.